it's how college athletes are now getting paid, but it's all new territory for the athletes and somewhat confusing for the fans as well to understand it all.
It really is sometimes. And Kim's here to break down just how NIL works. Hey, Kim.
Hey guys, okay, so we remember when we were in college, if a college athlete was getting paid, that was a major no-no per NCAA guidelines. But now through NIL, college athletes are able to get paid, and sometimes they're making a whole lot more than they would make at the professional level.
Let's take it back about 10 years ago. That's when Darian Harris was a star linebacker for Michigan State.
My final 3 years, they went 36-5, won the Rose Bowl, 2 Big Ten titles, went to the Cotton Bowl, won the Cotton Bowl, went to the college football playoff. So a lot of revenue generated for the school, which is great. And you start hearing some of the numbers of what that may mean for an athletic department, which is awesome. So you do subconsciously, I think, maybe look at, could you possibly have gotten a piece of that?
Because back then, players weren't allowed to receive even a penny. The deal was most players were getting a free education, so that was enough. Until 2021.
The Supreme Court ruled, basically calling the NCAA, kind of called out the NCAA to say, hey, you need to do more.
Greg Dooley teaches a NIL course at the University of Michigan.
I think public sentiment changed as we saw these huge coaching contracts, and people know at Michigan, there's 110,000 people there. And then the TV contracts worth $7 billion plus. People have started to see this imbalance grow wider and wider.
Now, to be clear, the players aren't getting any cut of ticket sales or money from TV contracts. But now players are allowed to make money off of their celebrity.
This is just about their ability to go out and make some money privately.
Things like teaming up with brands for advertising campaigns or signing autographs. Because prior to NIL, player autographs were being sold, but the players weren't reaping the benefits.
My mom actually pointed it out where, on eBay, she was seeing some items that I signed being sold. My senior year, I actually made it a point to tell the team, like, hey, we're not signing anything unless it's for, charity or for a kid or at our Meet the Spartans event that we used to have.
Now that players can get paid from outside outlets, schools are helping their athletes navigate this new territory, which is what Darian Harris now does at MSU as a NIL advisor.
So I don't feel a way for not necessarily being able to take advantage of NIL during my time. I'm just really, really fortunate to be able to help these student athletes navigate it now.
And it's not just a little bit of money athletes like Darian missed out on. Greg says top-tier athletes at each university are making more money than some professional players.
Yeah, I think on the high end, the star players can make over $1 million a year, depending on the type of endorsements they make. From on the bottom scale, it's $50 to $100 for an Instagram post.
Now imagine that. So here's how it's really changing the game of college sports, and we're going to start to see that specifically this year, because a lot of times players would just play a couple years in college and then they wanted to make some money, so they go pro. But now athletes are thinking, well, I could stay in college for a little bit longer, maybe develop a little bit more, declare for, let's say, the draft, their stock will go up, and that's making the talent pool in college increase. So there's more talent, which could lead to better competition, guys.
More talent, but also it's causing these players to move around a lot more to wherever their NIL dollars may be.
That's 100% right. A lot of them, Kim, we've seen people transferring just for the paycheck now.
Right, and Darian, he actually said, with these new years of NIL, he's calling it the Wild Wild West. So we're seeing that right now, and some schools have it down a little bit more than others, but it's we're just going to have to watch it. It keeps changing.
Yeah, no more broke college days for those players.
The schools who have that system in place are getting the big
Yeah.
recruits for sure.
Very interesting. Thank you, Kim.